Hello? Oh, perfect timing. How's it going, Dayoxer? Welcome to today's stream. My apologies for the shorter stream yesterday. The internet would just not cooperate, and that's the way it goes sometimes. The gigantic task force is advancing from Sasquatch under the leadership of His Highness Emperor Zagos. We're the Sasquatch Diplomatic Corps. We're just here because we have something to discuss with the mayor. Sounds like the bad guys. So, my wife and I both work from home. When she's got a call or is downloading or uploading significant data, typically there's issues with that. I've also had issues with the VPN that I use. I'm not very tech savvy. So hence why I'm pointing a camera at a TV to stream. So sometimes I think it's an issue with VPN. Sometimes I think it's an issue with, sharing all that bandwidth and stuff like that. But sometimes it's OBS as well. Sometimes OBS will sign me out of Restream, and then it just stops working. So then I have to reset it all up, and yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I think there's a multitude of problems. I'm Zoran. Well, do you feel like hiring me? 500 will cover it. Let's see. Oh, I should have checked data, but I didn't. So we got Zoran to join the party anyway. Which is cool because now we have 4 people for the first time. We've got no magic. Let's see what else they might be working with here. That's pretty cool too that you get many unique character portraits in this. Even among people that are the same fantasy race here. So let's see. They're using BMG boomerang maybe? I'm unsure what kind of weapon BMG might be. I'm guessing boomerang. And they're in need of some equipment, but I don't think you can equip mercenaries. They certainly did put a lot of effort into some areas. Yeah, and you can tell like there's some love lavished on a few things in this. The Sasquatch Diplomatic Corps is rebelling in strength. Watch it. You let it slip. This is supposed to be kept secret from the mayor. Dayoxer, if you have any tips on how to get a more stable internet, bearing in mind that I'm streaming to 2 different platforms, YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, so I'm sure that complicates things. If using OBS. I'm using an app on my phone to publish to OBS, stuff like that. But sometimes it just will not stay connected. If we can get to the floating temple, then our rebellion will succeed. Loose-lipped rebels here. Come on, the mayor's an idiot. My wife's annoying, and there's nothing else to do. Semicolon. So why not stage a rebellion? Darn, this is supposed to be kept secret from my wife. Shh, get lost, strangers. We're up to no good. And let's see what these fine folk have to say. Want some milk? I'm Dan, a bare-handed fighter. If you want me to join you, pay 300. My kicking power is devastating. Okay, there's no magic. They use Tonfa. HTH clothes. Health clothes? I don't know. Well, we already hired somebody, so that'll just have to be that. My kicking power is disappointing. It's true. How's it going, Cinco? My end, you don't have dropout, so I'd assume it's bandwidth issue, rather on or off. For sure. So I do drop frames, yeah, according to the streaming software, and then OBS will attempt to reconnect. But yeah, Restream, streaming to 2 platforms, OBS, VPN, and my wife and I both working from home. I'm sure it complicates issues. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. This rain is a bad omen. It's a sign that the temple in the sky is going to fall. You'd best get out of here. This bad weather just goes on, doesn't it? I hear there's an unpleasant bunch in the tavern, planning something sure to be no good. This is the venerable underground temple. We don't let weirdos in here. Weirdos! The mayor is in the floating temple. Okay. I guess they do let weirdos in here. Did they say underground temple? We're definitely not going underground. The mayor awaits you inside. Watch out, the mayor talks too much. Mayor, I am the mayor. I understand you want to see Daphne. I'm sorry, but Daphne has gone to the equator. I wonder what could have caused her to leave. What? You want to pursue Daphne? That presents a problem. It's dangerous out there, and the checkpoint is closed to traffic. You couldn't get by yourselves. Is the item which that girl has by any chance Sophie's crown? Beautiful. Wonderful. Oh, to think that I might actually see the legendary Sophie's crown with my own eyes. But, I hope you are great spiritualists, as I have a request to make. Will you listen? Oh, thank you. This conversation goes no further, but this floating temple will soon fall. It will be a disaster. Therefore, I have a request to make. I want you to go to the underground temple and retrieve the power that will keep the floating temple in the sky. Well, that clarifies my confusion. Oh, it will be easy. Just use Sophie's crown at the idol of the underground temple. If you do so, you should be able to enter the restorative power of the underground temple in the crown. Isn't that easy? Well, please do it. Womp, womp, womp. Cinco, I am honestly surprised to read you say that. I'm very surprised. This may be one of the most unique art styles on the system. I'm quite surprised. And that's not me saying that I like this art style. I think it's strange, it's surreal, it's unique, but it's not super pleasant to look at. But there have been a couple RPGs on here that haven't been too pleasant to look at. I appreciate that it's not yet another like medieval castles and caves game. you know. This has a little more visual identity than, say, like Lufia or Breath of Fire, even though I think that those are better games. To get to the equator, go through the northern checkpoint, then through the forests, jungles, and swamps. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to say Breath of Fire is a better or worse game than this. I think Lufia 1 is a better game than this. And that one was pretty dull at some points, too. Oh, that's the point I've been trying to make with you for years, is unique doesn't always equal good. So I'm glad you've come over to the dark side of the Force. Your logic makes you stronger. Art Deco diarrhea. Yeah, I don't know. It's flat. I think that would be my biggest complaint about the visuals. I don't find them offensive though. So I am curious as to what about this like makes you go, ugh. Have you met the mayor yet? When you meet the mayor, you will be careful. He's a useless man. I think particularly impressive visually some of the sprites that we've encountered so far, but I think some of the portraits are actually pretty darn good. The repeated patterns in the interiors, I see. JC, it looks like cheap RPG Maker. That's pretty harsh. I don't know any RPG Maker game that looks like this. Usually those look like the ones that I'm talking about, generic medieval castles and generic caves and things like that. There's not a whole lot that looks generic about this. I could absolutely see the repeated patterns being offensive to the eyes. They say that a great disaster happened to the east. It's been raining even here in Drain ever since that day. What in the world do you suppose is happening? I hope it's nothing bad. Particularly coming off of Ultima 7, in which every single town and cave looked identical. This kind of visual creativity is pretty welcome. Okay, we got the magic of L, I guess. I don't know. We'll go ahead and... Oh, I can't give it to the mercenaries anyway. So I'm gonna... I don't know. We'll give it to Midia. What the hey? Oh, never mind. So maybe we'll give it to Chesney then? That doesn't replace his magic capabilities, right? Let me see. No, yeah, now he's just got blow up and bolt S. The overhead sprites, yeah, they're like Earthbound-esque, and I've said before that I think Earthbound is the equivalent of stick figures, which I don't find offensive. I think that's just an observation that they're very simple. The interiors cause you real pain. It sounds like one of those like I can't eat broccoli because the textures. The rain is impressive? Well, I don't know about that. It's pretty poor rain. Floating in the sky overhead is the sky temple consecrated to the ancient idol Raiga. Underneath Jurain is the temple dedicated to Raya, the idol of evil. Why do you guys have a temple dedicated to evil? Terrible rain. The whole of Lennis has undergone a strange change. I have heard of terrible monsters appearing and that the northern checkpoint has been closed. Yeah, I mean, Cinco, why I am surprised is because I recall back to, you said it was somewhat bait, but somewhat true, that you would rather play a unique bad game than a competent boring game. I don't think this game is bad, but it's certainly quite a bit about it is unique. I wonder if you played it yourself, if you could get past the tile patterns, I guess, if you would enjoy this game. This is Lady Daphne's home. Lady Daphne isn't here. She's gone to the equator far away. Came to see Lady Daphne? That's too bad. Lady Daphne exhausted her patience with that inept mayor and left Jurain. We got the light CD. So that's a card. You use it in order to increase the power of an element. So that's what we'll go ahead and do. And you know what? Chesney, I assume, is always going to be on our team. So we'll go ahead and just use these on him every time. There we go. There we go. There you are, Peter. You don't like pastels? I can see that as personal preference, JC. I don't think there's anything innately evil about pastels. But if you don't like pastels, you'd probably have a hard time with this. You think Earthbound's art style exudes the personality this game doesn't even come close to? I think in battle sprites, certainly. Overhead sprites, the overworld sprites, definitely not. They're pretty bland. What's up, Baron? How's it going? You may just be a particular preference thing. Yeah, hence the questions. Really out of curiosity. It is very curious to me to hear you say it about this game. You've never played this, right, Cinco? This is my first time, too. When is this rain going to stop? The whole world's gone crazy. The rumor is that someone brought down the wrath of the immortals. Fantasy Star 2? Never played it. Couldn't make a comparison. There may be a revolt because the mayor's so useless, and that's no joke. Hey, yo! My husband's in the tavern. Tell him to stop the stupid things he's doing. Oh, that was the rebel. JC, did you play through this game? Disagree on overhead, and that's fine. Yeah, I think, like, most of the time it's like a dude in a shirt, you know, for like an NPC. At least on this, you've kind of got aliens and stuff like that. But I don't think that either... Like, I don't look at the NPC sprites in this game or Earthbound and think, wow, that's really impressive. I do occasionally on the sprites in battle in Earthbound. But I also think that both games have a pretty confident, unique art style, right? Like, Earthbound has a kind of modern absurdist style to it. Very cartoonish. This game has a very Forbidden Planet surrealist style to it. The interior is shocked. Yeah, so never seen it before. That's curious. Now I am really curious to see what you would think if you did play through it. When is this ring? The whole world's gone crazy. The rumors that's... Oh yeah, I already read that. I think I've only faced 2 bosses so far on this. And they were pretty decent. This track is terrible, but there's some decent music in this as well. Earthbound's soundtrack certainly leagues ahead of this. Oh, how awful. It rains like this every day. I'll never get my laundry to dry. You could dry it inside. JC did beat it. The final boss was a challenge even to you? Must be the hardest. Must be the hardest on the system. I don't know. What was the hardest final boss for you? Of all time? Alright. I'll save my money. I'll save my money. It is interesting that a pattern can be ugly, right? Like, these interiors are definitely not pretty. I think the walls are better. The floors are pretty rough. Weapons, armor stored. You come to buy or sell? Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, we've already been here. Okay, so the town's a circle. Likewise, Cinco. It tops my, it's in my top 4 for Super Nintendo. So, I like to think I'm being honest about some of Earthbound's drabness and its ordinariness, but I do think that Earthbound is an extremely stellar game. This is certainly no Earthbound, I'll say that. Okay, so that was the guy whose wife told us to come talk to him and didn't do anything. Legend of Dragoon, I don't remember. I don't remember that one. Let's save again now that we have our task. Okay, let's get the heck out of here. I think the biggest surprise for me so far with Paladin's Quest is I actually expected this game to be a lot more generic than it is. It has quite a few interesting systems in it, I think, and then it's a little more robust in the customization than I thought it was going to be. At a glance, it's kind of like, this is just a, you know, a so-so thing. But I think it does quite a few interesting things. It gets dangerous beyond here. We've closed this checkpoint gate by order of the Mayor of Jerain. Well, the Mayor of Jerain told me. So maybe that's not the direction we need to go. Baron, I don't know that I greeted you properly. I just now see your 50 stream streak. My goodness, and congratulations. And thank you. Let's get rid of the bottom ones. We don't have any spells. We do have bombs. Left hand boomerang, and that's it? Oh, then they've got defense up. Okay. So Baron said, doing well, suffer from insomnia bouts. Starting a streak right now. I'm sorry to hear about that. I wish I had some good advice for you, but I haven't been sleeping well myself recently. My wife was out of town this past weekend. I always sleep more poorly when she's out of town, and I didn't quite recover from those habits. But what helps me to sleep better at night, a couple things. Having a warm drink, like a cup of tea or something. Obviously without caffeine. Turning off screens before bed time can definitely help. And I think the biggest thing for me that helps with better sleep is reading before bed. About an hour or so. Something like that. The overworld has a cool look. I wish there was more movement. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. This game does have a flat quality to it that I think we were kind of alluding to earlier. It has a lack of shading on some things. Like these sprites absolutely make me think Dragon Quest, that sort of thing. But I think the villages are some of the worst visuals in this. But like this doesn't look too bad to me. Mr. Temper, how's it going? You listened to Welder Mage's VOD, so trying to get some sleep. That's very nice. Why do you watch in the middle of the day then? That would be that's an odd choice. Oh, we have let's see. We're gonna have to heal this up. I like how Mr. Temper waltzes in, and the very first thing he tries to do is to get under my skin. It was a fair attempt. See, but Mr. Temper, what I thought you were gonna go for was being offended that we were talking about Earthbound, but I guess that you just missed that bit. What's up, Sarge Smash? The questing goes pretty good today. Ideally with a better internet connection than yesterday. That would be nice. Oh my goodness. I like how Cinco Play's gut instinct was to go for I installed surveillance in Red's house. It's the victim of a massive cancel culture campaign. I decided to surveil him and his family. There's no line you can't cross, Cinco. There's no line. I think that's a song, isn't it? Ain't no line you can't cross. Something like that. I think that's a song. I don't know. I think Dolly sang it. Felony offense. With a C, even. Wild. The battles in this game remind me of Dragon Quest mixed with Earthbound. Not for some reason. I think you're 100% accurate. They definitely are in that Dragon Quest vein. And I've said before, I think Earthbound is a Dragon Quest like. Right. Oh, I thought you wanted to be as cool as Sting, but I wasn't willing to allow that to you. But I mean, if you gotta take it, you gotta take it. Alright, I don't like these enemies. I really don't. This game also has a use-based system for evolving magic. That's pretty curious too. It's not like every time you use the spell, it increases in strength. You've got to fill up a bar, but it's like one use per battle gets you. Yikes! Gets you the whole thing. So like if I use this fire G again, it's not gonna actually help me. Or something like that. I don't know. It's a little inscrutable. It's got some scrut, but it's not got much in it. There we go. I haven't seen Only Murders in the Building. I'd like to watch it for Martin Short, who I think is really hilarious. But then it has Steve Martin in it, and I really don't find him funny at all. But it was a good show? Wouldst thou recommend? The magic use leveling system, it is really cool, and it's an extension of experience points as a concept, right? Like you get better at something the more that you use it. I was like, yeah, okay, I could see that. Let me do a few things here. There we go. I think that's where Steve Martin works best, is as the straight man. When he's trying to be silly, I'm just like, comes off as really disingenuous. Steve. I call him Steve because we know each other first name basis. Yeah, so. Okay. I'm gonna need to go back to town because some yeah, okay. Yeah, I think Martin Short is freaking hilarious. And pretty much everything that I've seen him in, minus... Whoa, hey, Major Rage. With a raid. Hey, my friend, how you doing? What were you playing today? Go ahead and give yourself a shout out. You can because you're a mod here. That's the way it works. Here, I'll do it for you. I got you. Mage Rage TB. There you go. Everybody, if you're not already following Major Rage TV on Twitch, what the heck are you doing? Why would you do this to yourself? Like, just do it. All right, give him a follow. What were you playing today? JC, I'm looking back. That's Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Are you sure? Oh my goodness. Actually, this is pretty deadly. If these decide to blow up on me, this could be a lot of damage. So maybe we'll do that. Some of this. Yeah, Mage, how's it going? What were you playing? I know you haven't been on, you haven't been streaming for a while, haven't you? So what's been going on? Oh, that did not as much damage as I thought it was going to do. Oh, we wasted it on the middle road now. Oh, golly. Yeah, big damage. Okay. I don't know, Jay. I don't know. I don't think I believe you. I don't think it was Ain't No Mountain High Enough. I think it was what I said it was. So what are you gonna do about that? How do you like them apples? Reminder to eat more apples and enjoy your fiber. Oh, nice. What are they calling that? Is it Snake Eater Delta? Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Delta, something like that. You can tell it's serious business when a video game tacks on a Greek letter. That's how you know it's good. But you're enjoying it, sounds like. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, it's MGS Delta Snake Eater. So they took the 3 out. Got it. Is there some kind of in-game reason for doing that, or they just wanted to... They just wanted to do that. No, that's the 3rd letter in the Greek alphabet, pretty sure. You like apples just fine? The beautiful thing about your insistence on being right is it almost seems like you don't know that I was joking. But I don't know that you don't know. So I just decided to roll with it. For the little get it. Oh, here we go. This is where we gotta go. They're just differentiating. Yeah, for sure. I think we're in the stage of the gaming history now where you can't just call something a remake. You know, it's gotta be this or that. It's a triangle with 3 sides. If it's the capital form of the letter, yes. Otherwise, it's not. And then that would be weird. It would be weird if it was a lowercase delta. But kept you waiting, huh? It's David Hayter again, right? Like they reunited the cast. They got the lady who was Little Mermaid. Do you remember that? Like for the longest time, it was like, oh, we don't know who plays this character, and then they're like, actually, surprised it was the lady who voiced the Little Mermaid. That's a little surprising. Let's try Blow Up. Seems like that would be handy. Hupman and F Witch. Oh, that's exactly what it does. It blows up. That's actually really hard to look at in a dark room. Would not recommend. Oh yeah, Subsistence. I forgot about that. I don't think I ever finished that version. It's pretty cutscene heavy, isn't it? Do we have a favorite Metal Gear game? Metal Gear or Solid in chat? What's your favorite Metal Gear game? Whoa, lots of enemies. Okay. You know what? I think Blow Up is everybody. So we'll use that. If you haven't been following too, by the way, this game has blood magic. Meaning there's no MP when you cast a spell. It actually drains your HP. So you got to be pretty careful with this. Oh, there he straight up wiped him. Oh, that... Okay. Pretty much every dungeon so far in this, there's kind of been a bit of a difficulty spike. Like, these guys are hitting much harder than aught else that we'd faced previous. JC, MGS1 is your fave? Yeah, 5 did seem like a super Peace Walker. I could get behind that. Love them all except 2. You don't like 2? I think 2 is pretty great. I think my favorite would be MGS1, like JC. I'm surprised that you say MGS5. That's the only one I didn't finish. I think open world games for me are hard to finish. Because I just kind of yutz around and then eventually I'm like, alright, I'm going to play something else. I don't know. There's stuff in the magic of Scheherazade. Yeah, flashing could be brutal back in the 8-bit. Oh, I gotta... Who's gotta sit down for the history lessons in MGS? Me? What did I say to offend Mr. Temper this time? I like a nice short game. I mean, I like open world games. I think that my capacity to get bored will happen with an open world game. If I spend too long in it and don't try and pursue the kind of the main thrust of it. You think you would like them, but you quit the series after hating 2. Interesting. You might have liked 3. You do the offending around here? I don't know. You're always flying off the handle because I said something, so. Sometimes I don't even know what I said. I don't even know what I said today that would prompt you to say I had to sit down for a history lesson. Like, I seriously have got no idea. No idea at all. I must have said something, but I don't know. Yeah, the anti-Koei rhetoric. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Alright. Okay. Those guys are actually pretty easy to take out. Oh, shoot. Those Medusa heads actually... They've got a multi-hit. Zoran. My favorite kind of rap. Zoran rap. Alright, so we might do a little grinding on this. I'm anticipating that I will not be able to finish this before Easter like we talked about yesterday. But a bit of grinding never hurt anybody. Oh, that didn't take those out, really. At least Chesney doesn't seem to be super bothered by those. Let me do this then. And she's got her free heal, which is nice. I'll use Hot Man. There we go. Meow. Oh no, he's still around. He's still doing it. I mean, that's a lot of damage. That ain't a small amount right there. You know what? We'll just, because I think he's a little faster than Midia, so I'll just do this. Yeah, it might do to do some grinding here for a bit before we venture too deep. Gorf, come back to me, Gorf. Hey, so we were talking about Gorf yesterday. Has anybody played Gorf? Not this character, but the Atari 2600 game, or apparently the arcade game. Anybody in here played Gorf? So many enemies, so little time. So use blow up again. We'll use... I mean, really try and get rid of these loud C's. It looks like they're called. How about the bomb? We'll use the bomb to get rid of everything. You played on arcade. What kind of game is Gorf? Because I think I remember throwing that in there for like half a second when I had my 2600 set up, but I don't remember what kind of game it is. I guess back then most of your games were either like a racing game, a sports game, or a shooting game. Founder of Taoism? I don't know. I don't know. There's just Taoism in this tower. Tower. Get it, Ravaging Justice? I keep throwing them at you, but is any of this getting through that little blue bone of the yawas? How's it going, Justy? Hey, how's everything? How's the things? Galaxian-like? Best known for having voice. Oh, that's cool. Has some pretty colorful characters here. Sure, we'll do blow up, and we're gonna refill medicines anyway. Right now, we're just kind of doing some grinding. Space Invaders kind of clone. Yeah, so like a shooter. That's cool. How was it on 2600? Cinco, you say you played on arcade. Did you also play the arcade version, Tempe? Oh, you get it? Good. I worked hard on that pun all night. All night just to try and impress you, so I hope that you do appreciate it. Only played the arcade? Okay. So far, I haven't been able to find somebody that's played the 2600 version. Yeah, I've gathered that from your past statements. You do have a lot of oh, new enemy. You do have a lot of arcade experience. This is normally where I would volunteer that I do too, but I don't want to enter into some kind of contest with you or anything like that, so I'll just refrain from commenting. Yeah, probably too when they reduce it to a couple of rectangles moving over a black screen. Probably wasn't too impressive on 2600. A lot of those arcade ports were that way. Do we have any favorite Atari 2600 games in chat? I think the only one that I've really enjoyed and played for more than 1 minute was no, there's a couple. Journey was it Journey, Escape, and Yar's Revenge. Oh yeah, Commodore 64 mentioned. Warlords, yeah, that's the one with the 4 castles and the corners, right? Mega Mania I've not played. I don't know if I know that one. Let me see here. Am I doing this right? Do blow up. Blow up is a cool spell because it hits everybody regardless of row. And what the hey? We'll get that increased. Just chew through our bombs here. So Mega Mania, I don't know. I don't think I know Dragonfire either. I don't think I have that one. Pitfall 2 I've played. Don't remember it well. River Raid, I think I remember playing that. Wasn't there River Raid on NES as well? Anti-Crackfire. Dang, Mr. Temper, you're old. No, some of these I don't know. Tron, though. Tron, the best video game movie of all time. OG Tron. So good that I have no interest in seeing Tron Ares. What are you, like 10 years older than me or something like that? Bam, 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 bam. So give us some... This is a serious question. Like joking and locker room teasing aside. This is a serious question. What would you say is like... and no sarcastic answers, please. This is a genuine question. From a genuine heart of hearts. What's like... What are some decent rules of thumb to help one enjoy playing Atari 2600? A bit before my time, and it can be hard to get into that. Not for lack of trying. I think I've tried several times in several ways. Oh, you know what? We're gonna have this dude use his bombs, and then we'll have this guy do that. There we go. Temper is only a year older than me. Oh, you guys can both be old then. I'm the baby of the chat. Goo goo gaga. It's hard to get into and probably isn't for you. You can't force yourself to like it. Well, I think like there's definitely that school of thought. I think there's another school of thought that I'd prefer to ruminate on, and it is that, you know, like there's art appreciation classes. There's learning more about a subject and learning more about the context of something, and you can kind of learn to appreciate something. I believe that as an artist and as somebody interested in history, that you can learn to appreciate something. You could develop contextual clues or develop skills in order to appreciate something more. And I would love to do that with things that I don't immediately like on a gut level, because I don't always trust the gut level instinct. Like the gut level instinct might be, you know, oh, this repels me for whatever mood that I'm in. But are there mechanisms that I can learn in order to appreciate something like that? And I think that's worth exploring. If we don't do that, otherwise these things just kind of become lost. Trick and Joy tries to treat them like arcade games, complete with yourself for high core. Oh, cool. Lower your expectations and rely on imagination. I mean, I don't know if my expectations could get any lower. Get the Hyperkin Ranger controller. It'll change your experience with a lot of games. I have a Hyperkin. I don't know if I have the Hyperkin Ranger controller. Doing mindset with 2600, mostly score chasers, and those don't have enough depth for you. Okay. I mean, I like arcade games quite a bit. Not lengthy and polished enough for me to really love it. You can appreciate the effort that had to go into the games and thought process behind it. Nothing can teach you to have fun with the game. I don't know. I may not be able to agree with that on principle. I think you can learn to have fun. For example, like, say you're teaching somebody how to play football. Now you could just throw them the football and be like, let's play. And they may struggle with the frustration of the rules of the game. But I think if you teach them how the game works, and you teach them what to appreciate about the game, teach them the goals of the game and things like that, they'll probably have more fun with it rather than not. Now, if after all of that learning, you still can't appreciate it, then that's a final line in the sand for sure. But I believe you gotta at least try with some. Because there are even games like this that I'm playing now where people will say, oh, I can't get into that because it's too old. It's like, you probably could, you know, with a little bit of extra effort, you probably could. But it'll take a degree of extra patience and what's the term? Not reliability, determination. You know, don't quote play 2600 games. Snack on them. Been fun to play a couple rounds and move on. For sure, right? Like I can't see myself playing Yar's Revenge for 4 hours, right? In the same way, like I couldn't see myself playing Pac-Man for 4 hours or Centipede, and that's my favorite arcade game. But it makes sense to play them in short bursts for sure. Like 2600 games more than most because I love chasing high scores. That makes sense. Probably true. There's snacks, not something you dump hours into. Absolutely not. Like we were talking about Metal Gear Solid 5 earlier. Like you could play Metal Gear Solid 5 for 8 hours straight and not even scratch the surface of content. But I can't imagine playing Gorf on 2600 for 8 hours. Unless you've got some kind of addiction, I guess. Be fun having score attack challenges with friends as a layer of competition that really needs. For sure. I think one tough thing for me with 2600 games is it's often difficult to tell what means what, or what the goal of a particular game is. Those are ones in particular where you've got to read a manual because it's not clearly obvious what an object is or this or that. Did I save just now? Sometimes you need to double save. We might need a double save. Let's just make sure. Double save. I think we did, but we're going to be careful. Alright. Let's get through this friggin' dungeon here. Oh, hang on. We got to fill up our medicine again. I almost missed that. Which is also pretty curious. There's a fairly strict limitation on healing here. You gotta carry medicine around in a bottle. Let's give Gorf. And I think that'll be that. Okay, let's see here. No, I can't change his equipment anyway. Okay. I don't know then. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Part of me thinks of Crystalis when I play this game too. It's that kind of futuristic science fantasy to it. Tall sprites too. Definitely puts me in mind of that. Okay. I think these are older enemies here. Okay, we did refill our bombs, so that's good. There we go. There we go. Oh, don't look. If flashing, man, that is, yeah, that is hard to look at. Gotcha. There we go. Alright, some kind of statue up here. Let's see. Ah, what the hey. I like to be conservative with items, so I don't really want to waste the bombs. Okay, he seems like he's our best sort of mage character here. Chesney, that is, or maybe it's Chesney. Get the fricative in there. Boom, whole row gone. Love to see it. So I don't have a multi-heal. It makes it difficult when your whole team takes damage like that. The power is absorbed into Sophie's crown. That's all we came down here to do, right? I think that's it. Alright. Use the bombs. Maybe this is just that short of a dungeon. So every day on social media, I'm sharing a Today in RPG post. Today I chose Arcana. I think I did last year as well. Don't tell anybody. But Arcana was a pretty cool game. I actually liked it quite a bit. Not too many folk have played it, sadly. Not too many people have played it happily either. But it's a good one, and I would recommend it to you if you like dungeon crawlers. It's pretty short and simplified in a JRPG kind of way, but I think that's part of its charm as well. Very high encounter rate, though, so watch out for that. It does a couple things that are interesting, but I think the most interesting thing about it is that it has the first in-game appearance of Kirby. Dang, that's a lot of damage. Hey now. It must be like fire damage because Chesney is just completely immune to it. Love Arcana? Yeah, Arcana's pretty cool. You know, with being developed by HAL, I'm surprised that it doesn't get more attention. But at the same time, it's, oh, we got a map? Okay. At the same time, it's not the sort of thing that you could envision would definitely catch on, especially on the Super Nintendo. Thinking about Arcana, though, again, after maybe more than a year since I played it last, I think Arcana is really peculiar in that it chooses, you know, this card theme for everything. And yet, there's not a whole lot that's card-like in terms of its gameplay systems. Like, yeah, like you summon a thing with a card, but there's only like 4 of those things in the whole game. Yet all the characters and enemies are inexplicably cards. Oh, I guess Gorf needs some of that sweet heal. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like, Ravaging Justice. It's like it ought to have more to do with cards beyond a kind of superficial visual. And yet it doesn't. It doesn't at all. We'll go ahead and, well, let's refill our medicine first. Then we'll go heal up, then we'll go talk to the mayor, because I think that was all that he wanted us to do. Now, that all said about Arcana, I actually don't think Arcana is a bad game by any stretch. I think Arcana is like a slightly above average game on this lineup. But at the same time, yeah, you can see why it was never super popular. Ooh, we just had a Windows notification. I thought the stream had crashed. But we're still here. We're still Paladins questing. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of customization going on. I think it would be interesting if you could collect monster cards, but it doesn't even do that. A terrible thing has happened. A rabble calling itself a revolutionary army has entered the floating temple. We must hurry, or the floating temple will fall and Jerain's 10,000-year history with it. Please smite the rabble as quickly as possible and transmit the crown's power to the idol. Okie dokie. It's weird too, because in a dungeon crawler, in a first-person dungeon crawler like Arcana, you kind of expect, you know, traps and puzzles and things like that. Yet there's nothing in its dungeons other than doors and chests generally. There's not really many traps or anything. Oversimplified, perhaps. Yeah, not a huge fan of this guy on the left here who can hit pretty hard with some magic. So I'll take care of that first. There we go. You know, why have an elevator and then it only takes you up halfway and you gotta cross the rest on foot? This is a mid-sword. Let's see if it's better or not. Oh, what is this? Power Met? Okay. Right here. So that's 113. Yeah, sure. Our defense goes down a bit, but, well, I don't know. Because I've been using mostly magic with Chesney and not physical attacks anyway, so. Oh, we already got it. Whoops. Yeah, I'm glad that you liked it. As is. I think it, like I said, I think it's above average. I think a big, long hallway dungeon with that's essentially nothing but a maze is a little boring and drab when, you know, there's nothing interesting going on other than, you know, cross tiles, find treasures and doors. But it is weird to see something oversimplified to that extent, or simplified, if you like, to that extent. But I am absolutely, you saw, well, maybe you saw, I don't know if you did, how much I struggled with Wizardry 5. I'm not suggesting turn it into Wizardry 5. That's a pretty beefy game. Even so, Eye of the Beholder had quite a lot of puzzles and traps. Whoa, stop. Okay, you stop. Like how the cast said stop and then it changed my status into FZ for stop. Fizzled? Fuzzy? Some of the abbreviations in this are absolutely impenetrable. Frozen, thank you. There we go. Oh yeah, JC, I think I remember you, I think I remember your many criticisms. We got mid-dress. I'm guessing that is. Let's see. But that was a struggle, Wizardry 5 for sure. This is the one time I'll admit that Mr. Temper was right. He was right. That's probably the hardest RPG on this system. There we go. Cool. We got a mid-dress. Fuzzy. I like fuzzy. And fuzzy. Frozen is Baron's so smart. It's embarrassing to me, personally. And so I've decided to take personal offense. Fuzzy Wuzzy. I heard he was a bear. No, I cannot personally confirm. No! How about you don't cast stop on the only character that can cure status effects? Oh, that'd be nice. Yes! See, Major Rage knows what's up. Lash when you feel insecure. Lash out. It's not my fault for my inferiority complex. It's strangers that I've never met. It's hard when your younger brother is smarter than you. I wouldn't know the feeling, but I imagine it's tough. No, I'm just kidding. My younger brother is actually brilliant. Yeah, we did grab that. It was the mid-dress. Oh, sus agent? Is that really what it was called? I don't know. This. Why not? Yeah, it is sus agent. Suspicious agent. Fire was some serious damage right there. Hey now. God, the humility. He is your brother after all. Well, oh, wrong character. Let's do Zoran. Yeah, that flashing bit is not kind. It is definitely not kind. Oh yeah. Take care of that sus agent. Alright, something bad. It is our duty to destroy Jerain as ordered by Lord Zagos. You shall not pass. Oh, yes. This great boss theme right here. It's good. It's good. You know, I'm a million times as humble as thou art. Oh, well done. We always appreciate a good Weird Al reference around here. Flashing screens are intense. Does Scarlet have issues with flashing screens? Sometimes on retro it could be really, really rough. When you beat Lavos at the end of Chrono Trigger, there's like a quick flashing sequence of white screens. I've always found that difficult to look at. Okay, let's do a little healing here. You know what? We can keep up the bombs, methinks. Oh my. So, question that I have is, if you were to use a spell that consumes, HP, can you actually kill yourself with that, or would it just drain down to 1 HP? I'm curious. Oh, that did far less damage than I'd hoped. Oh my gosh. Alright, Chesney is down. I don't know how to revive characters on this. So... alright. We'll just have to hope for the best, I guess. Let's, let me keep some health up. Oh, you know what? She's got that self-heal. Let's do that instead. Oh, JC is betting against me. Huh? I almost called you Jay-Z. Freudian slipper there. Yeah. Yeah. See, Major Rage believes. Believe! I know it sounds like a cat post. I know it sounds like a cat poster. Once recommended Tetris Star the Fighter for Retro Pals to play on stream. Realizing that one of them is photosensitive. Oh. Oh, nice. A ROM hack to remove the flashing. So is Tetris Star the Fighter known for a lot of flashing, or is there just one sequence to it? Not familiar with that one. Come on, Midia. Use that healing. Oh, no. She's toast. There's the wipe. Nice. I think this will be first game over. There's one. So if we can't get the other one. There we go. Done. Because that's the kind of clutch win that we do around here. Around these here parts, we do clutch wins, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the GGs. Every time you shoot an enemy, the screen flashes. Oh, dang. Let me pull that up. I'm gonna peep that later on. Is it like Electric Soldier Porygon bad? The NES could be rough with flashing sometimes. It looks really cool. This looks like a 3D World Runner. Looks real cool, but yeah, flash sounds pretty mean. All right. Hey, road to 1,000. I think we're on 26 followers away from 1,000. Almost there. We can do it through this slow trickle of a random person following every once in a while. All right, you should probably heal up, because that would be the responsible thing to do. Unfortunately, this menu kicks you out. One of my least favorite things. The menu kicks you out of the tree. You got to start all over each time. I think I might have an extra set. Oh yeah, I do right here in bag. So I'm going to save that one. There we go. The crown's power is pumped into the temple. Ta-da! So now what? Now I gotta walk back down. Good thing I got a Fledor. Dora, the Fledora. There it is. Sweet. It can be done. Slow trickle. Slow trickle is where it's at. Like early Star Fox, one of the most impressive games technically. Yeah, it looks visually, it looks very impressive. So was this you said Famicom. Was this not officially localized? It seems like the kind of game you could play without knowing Japanese. Oh yeah, I think so. I think so, Mage. I sent you a thing on Discord, by the way. I'm starting to formulate stuff, and we'll have a call with the other guy at some point. Okay, well, we're good, I think. Did it stop raining? It did. And now they got happy, peaceful music. Look at it. It looks a nice place. Let's get everything restocked and healed up here. There you go. Boom. Oh, it has a great story. Okay, interesting. It really is a crying shame how many great games did not come overseas. I get it. I get why, but yeah. Nice. Right on, Mage. Looking forward to it. You'll like Matt. He's a pretty nice guy that we're working with, and we'll be able to sort through all difficulties. It'll be exciting to work on a team, a nice small team, and ideally get this thing up and running. All right, now we could go rub it in the mayor's face, I think, and he'll let us through the checkpoint. Hello, hello. Oh, thank you. Thanks to you, terrain is saved in its moment of crisis. I give you this. Show this pass to the checkpoint sentry. Boom, we got the nav decks. Oh, yeah, what was the map? I'm going to have to pull that up. As I don't think I used that for anything. Yeah, I think we're out of here. I don't think I need anything. No, silly. Let's see. Map. There it is. The map. Wow. That's not a very helpful map. It's extremely tiny. But you got the two different lands and whatnot, so that's cool. That really does not seem useful. So. What is this? A map for ants? Exactly. It seems a little too tiny. Can't see anything on there. I don't like these. I really don't. But now we got blow up. That should hit all of them. And then I don't need to worry too much about which one I hit. Come on now. Oh, this one guy. There we go. I thought that one dude was gonna make me do a whole nother round. All right, let me through. This is indeed a pass you've presented to me. Please go through. Hey, thanks, buddy. What do you got? Are you trying to go beyond here? Starting on the other side of this gate, there's no town, no road. If you're only half prepared for a journey, it will be rough going. Oh, good to know. It can't be that long of a journey. But why would the devs put that guy there? Nothing. As somebody, I can't remember who, pointed out on the first stream, there's actually... Whoa, that's a lot of enemies. There's actually overworld treasure chests. Pretty peculiar. Pretty peculiar. Oh, we didn't recover bombs. Well, we'll have to do that at the next juncture. Dang, everybody just attacked Chesney, I guess. Oh, that's a bit upsetting of a noise. I'm sorry to spam that spell, but it's so useful. That's a great question, Baron. I'm surprised I didn't think of it. Yeah, is there any way to access that ROM hack? Bam, 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 bam. I really love the look of the bridges on this. There's just a couple 2x4s next to each other. Boom, and we got a bridge. That looks like a town to me. Whoa, that's disgusting. We've seen some pretty, like, cute enemies so far, and then suddenly you encounter Whipper. I mean, look at that. Freaking nightmare sprite right there. Oh, it only hit one of them? Okay. That is definitely nightmare fuel. Like, when people say polyps, that's what I'm gonna think of from now on. Polyps. Yeah, I wonder what some of the staff was on this game. That was an interesting exercise when I was doing research for my book, is looking at some of the developers in smaller roles on a few of these and seeing what other games they might have worked on. Ding 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 ding. Oh, okay, it is a ways away. I was like, the hill's right there. Yeah, those are disgusting. Those are real nasty. We'll use our last bomb. What the hey? So that doesn't count as a row for some reason. Oh, okay, now I know what it reminds me. It reminds me of this is way later, but it reminds me of the tree from that one Junji Ito manga. With the tree that can like slap people from across vast distances and just splat them. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I'm not explaining it. Go ask your mother. Hey now. Hey, those are pretty tough. You know what? Let's see if we can get rid of this guy. The third piece of the FF Dragon Quest Triforce. I always feel bad for Dragon Slayer. It was earlier than those, and nobody talks about Dragon Slayer. There's like Trails and stuff like that, Legend of Heroes, and it's... I don't know. Just kind of was like, that's alright. There we go. Yeah, those are pretty tough. But we got some level ups, so... It does look cool. Infinite Metal, how you doing? We can make it. This is a whole village right here. They made it sound like it was going to be this insanely long trek, and it wasn't that bad. Okay, we'll go ahead and do, well, I mean, Blow Up, it's hard to look at, but freaking awesome spell. It hits everybody. You're doing good? I'm glad you're doing good. You liked it for the TGCD? Whoa. Yeah, anime design on this, they went a route of like, let's go like horrifying and cute at the same time. Except for those whipper trees. Those are not cute at all. The iconic Japanese metal band Anthem. My first time hearing about them, actually. The first instance of a metal song being used for video games. What year was that? That had to be a while ago, right? If you know metal factoids with video games, do you happen to know, and this is just out of curiosity, when was the first time they used a metal song in a video game? This is Dalber, town of the Lubot. Neat. For sure. No, I took your meaning to mean, you know, iconic in Japan. Reminds me of that fairly out of place metal song that was in Final Fantasy X. I think it was called Another World. I remember when that first came on, I was kind of like, it's a little out of place. Not as out of place as Stand By Me. Or My Way. Are you spiritualist too? I've heard that there are strange spirits and weird weapons around here, but the stores won't tell strangers where these things might be. They're a cold bunch, no matter how you look at it. Probably. I'd be interested to know. Actually, a whole range of those things. I would be interested to know, like, what was the first piece of classical music used in a video game? Because sometimes they might use like Hungarian Rhapsody or William Tell Overture, like Earthworm Jim had Moonlight Sonata in it. The Lubot are an inviolate species. It seems that Gabnede said so 10,000 years ago. Do you know what the Lubot are? No. But are the hybrids of the various races of Nasquat. I'm a good Sainol hybrid. I hope there's not a quiz in here, because this would be very hard to remember. Lately, nothing but dangerous events have been happening. The animals have gone crazy. The volcanoes have been erupting, and to top it off, they say some clown from Sasquatch named Zagos is up to no good. What is the world coming to? You know what's causing all this? Well, yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Yeah, there's tons of Baroque all over Castlevania. Mega Man Legends actually has a significant sampling of classical music as well. I think that the Mega Man Juno theme was Bach. That mini game where you bounce the balloons back and forth was Tchaikovsky's Waltz of the Flowers. There's Air on G String in the museum. Chesney pleads the fifth. How's it going, Jolly Jared? What's going on? Started RPGs with Earthbound and CT. Yeah, starting at the top, you know. No, the air. The air was on the string. Don't ask me to say what kind of string. Holy Rusted Metal. Welcome. Or I said air on G string and you're like, what? And kicks the door in. What kind of string you talking about, boy? This is classical music, alright? It's just the way it was. They don't call it the Romantic period for nothing. Definitely a bunch of classical tunes and some older works. I think to avoid copyright. Sure, for absolutely. The tricky thing with the classical is like a performance might be copyrighted, but not the not the music itself, which that helps in a video game because we'll just have the MIDI play it. You just dropped too much money on a game? Uh-oh. Thoughts and prayers. What'd you do? A surprising lack of Baroque music in Baroque on the Wii, though. Oh, really? Third Strongest Mole, welcome. There's a game on the Wii just called Baroque. Game's going pretty good. Thanks for asking, Holy Rusted Metal. Happy spring break to you. I like this game. I think it's average-ish, maybe slightly above average. Not super offensive. Fairly traditional, but it does some cool, unique things. Yeah, absolutely. So that's a total example of getting away with it. Oh, harpsichord is wonderful. They're gonna be a great mashup of different classical pieces when you fight the composer ghost. Oh, for sure. Best Baroque in a video game, Dancing Mad. So, you get metal and Baroque in one song. You got Slush. I'm sorry to hear about it. Yeah, we're gonna... it seems that no more medicine will fit in that bottle. Okay, let's try another one. Fill her up. There you go. And we're good. We're good on everything else. At one point, this is on a very old website that's defunct now. At one point, I had built a list of classical music references in video games because I was just fascinated by the idea. I love classical music. But that post is no longer available online, sadly. Mid sword, mid arms, mid armor. I don't think I have, and mid boot. I don't think I have these, so I'll go ahead and take two of them. Okay, and let's go ahead and equip. Whoops, not use, equip. Yeah, nice. Not significant, but oh well, it's something. And that's been fairly accurate so far. Most equipment upgrades have been very slight incremental increases. Let's see, there it is, mid boot. Public domain free music is a good game option. That would be like modern indies, right? Would use a lot of that. Let me go ahead and sell some things. Oh no. From the bag. Okay, we'll get rid of this. We can get rid of this. I'd like to buy a Val P5. I still don't know what that is. Pickaxe we can get rid of. Learn hat. That was the starting hat. I don't know. I don't feel like selling that. We can get rid of the wood boot. The light sword. The uniform we'll get rid of. I don't know. A little superstitious about getting rid of the light sword. Get rid of this. I was actually carrying a lot of old equipment, looks like. Mid sword. Light dress. Light armor. Short boot. And one more short boot. These are the actual character names, yes. Yeah, we went with stock names on this one. So we've got Chesney and Midia, who are kind of the main characters right now. And then we've got two mercenary characters that we recruited, Gorf and Zoran. A lot of this is kind of that gobbledygook, like almost like 70s science fantasy type stuff. Their equipment names are outright disrespectful. I can agree. I can agree. They're pretty bad. P5th. That's where you plead the fifth. They're pretty bad. There are quite a few items in this where I was like, I have no idea. I have no idea. Like home door and flood door. This is an exit item, so it kicks you out of a dungeon. Like sacred dress, I could kind of guess that. Light sword. Learn hat. But what the heck is P5th? Come on now. Oh, you bought Panzer Dragoon Saga for Saturn. Dang. How much did that set you back? That is not a cheap one, that's for sure. Yeah, very 70s naming. Very Star Wars. Like, my name is Uzi Kuznooglers. They're like, okay, I'm not going to remember that. You want something? If you want to buy something, find it yourself. Well, that's not very nice. But I was told, holy smokes, that high, really? Oh my goodness. That's more than I paid for Complete in Box Earthbound. Congratulations. That is a heck of a collector's item. Is this a sphere card, I guess? Go ahead and use this. Now these are supposed to increase your village. Chesney's SP levels increased 4 points. Okay, confusing, but we did it. If we had a antidote bottle, my child's illness would be cured. Well, I could have sworn I had a antidote bottle. Yeah, right here. Yeah, confusing. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the wallet's hurting. It might just, it might be dead at this point. That's pretty. Where'd you get it from? Did you get it from eBay or a private collector or what? Okay, but how do I find it myself? Seems like there was a something, like a little ding there. Why did it ding the first time I talked to him? That's weird. That is weird. A pill bug and some sort of crustacean. Are you ready, New Age Retro Mage, to see what these characters look like? Gorf looks like this. He looks like a draconian or like a lizard man or something like that. Gorf. My name's Gorf, and me bombs damage every enemy in it. And then you've got Zoran, who looks more like a, I don't know. And everything in this game makes me itchy. Like, that makes my face itchy just looking at it. There's so many, like, spores and, like, weird growths on here. He does look like a Gorf. Yeah. Oh, and you haggled it down, too. So what was the seller's initial asking price? Okay, let me see if I can figure out. What to do around these here parts. Is that an elfish? Well, they've got all their own unique species names in here. There's like goods and lubots and stuff like that. So there's a this is like totally non-Tolkienian fantasy. But yes, it's an elfish. Zoran is hungry like a Zulf. And I'm after you. Hit on the ground, and I'm hungry like the wolf. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hooray! We did it. Thank you. I'll never forget what you've done. Hey, no problem. I'll sing a song by way of thanks. Yes. La la la. When there are no goods in the shops, the secret sign will help. AABXY. Oh, there's a little passcode. Cheeks not even a grandmother could pinch. Yeah, she might get infected if you pinch those cheeks. Yeah, $2,000 would be, oh wow. I mean, I knew that game was going for price, but I didn't realize it was that price. Like I said, that's more than I got the Complete Box Earthbound for. There are some steep asks out there. I really wanted to play that game someday. Okay, let me check. I already forgot what the password is. Help me remember what the password was, please. Anybody but Mr. Temper, because he's gonna say the wrong letters. How do I know? Precedence set. Say that. Okay. AABXY. I thought this is what I put. There was the other predictable Mr. Temper. There's predictable Mr. Temper, and then there's predictable Mr. Temper, who will look for any chance to talk about emulation or mess up things with an answer. Zaby? See, you haven't put me in mind of Chrono Trigger. The third strongest mole is a good guy over here. AABXY, thank you. So we got what? It's kind of weird. Okay, so maybe the first A is when you talk to him. A, B, X, Y. That's kind of strange. Okay. No, that's not working. Yeah, it would be nice if companies would re-release their past stuff. I get with some, like, if the game didn't perform well, where's the incentive to re-release it, you know? I get that from the business perspective, but it would be nice if they would release big collections of things. You know, stand still for 3 minutes. Haha! Alright, that's 1A to open it. Then A. And then B doesn't do anything at that point. So yeah, I think it's A to talk to him, then A, then B. It's weird because the X doesn't trigger anything. What is this? Very weird. Huh. Yeah, it is pretty surprising. I wonder if there's issues with Sega as publisher versus dev. Did the Panzer Dragoon remake yet? Not too long ago. Definitely not Saga. I would have absolutely picked up a Saga remake. Alright. I'm gonna look at this one more time. Something weird. Where no goods in the shop, secret sign will help. Yeah, it says AABXY. When I push that, it's not doing anything. Well, I had heard of Zwei being re-released. Okay, so it's weird. So I can get that ding sound if I push ABAA. Okay, so here's what had to happen. I had to push AB, then AABXY. I wonder why. Because that's pretty weird. Yeah, the dings were what we were hoping for. But for some reason, I had to push AB first and then the password. I don't know, why they would build that into this, but there we are. Now that you mention it, Lady Daphne, the spiritualist, did stop here. It was quite a while ago. She said she was going to the equator, but I wonder if she made it there safely. The equator is a long way from here. You two look like Lafuyens. Okay, Lafuyens, don't you? But your hair and eye color is different. Strange Lubot. I've never seen your like before. This is a tool house. Oh, cool stuff. On the Spiritualist of SK for 200, I will give you the magic of SK. How about Media? We can learn that. Do you know Mouth? The one they call the ultimate mercenary? He's a Lubot too. The guy's name is Mouth. Slayer? I mean, that's pretty cool. And Destry. Okay, let's see. So Destry kind of looks like a dork. I don't know about this guy. But let's see. Starts off at level 21. He's got a fire shield and a... What the heck is... His right-hand weapon is BTLCT. Battle Cut. I have no idea. The other one might be pretty cool. I mean, I'm tempted to pick up Slayer. Destry, this guy seems like a dork, though. Oh, and he does have magic. He has Break, Peace, Not Confront Weak Enemy. Okay. Destroy all enemies, tear apart one enemy. This is probably some of the worst English that I've seen in this game so far. And generally, the English has been pretty good. But Not Confront Weak Enemy is pretty bad. Now, let's see. Slayer here. My name is Slayer. Whoa! That was not what I thought Slayer was going to look like. I do appreciate that we get a look at these characters like this. His battle cat. Oh, how could I not have known? Okay, he's got a heavy sword and evil shield. He's got healing, so that's cool. And how about for magic? He's got wall, defense up, and anti-poison, I guess that is. I don't know. I might grab both these guys and dump the other two. Therefore, there's no room for me. Okay, but how do I... So... Yeah, okay. Bye, Gorf. It was a short acquaintance, but a happy one. Let's meet again if chance permits. Bye, Gorf. We love you. Maybe. Question mark. You had a so-so 2600 game. Yeah, we got Slayer. And I will go ahead and get the other guy. Because Ziran, he's got like a boomerang. That's about it. I think if this was a little more modern, it would be neat to have like a journal that you could pull up at any time to look at mercenaries that you've hired or met. So you could make, you know, more educated decisions on that. I think that'd be pretty neat. Okay, so cool. We got that. Now what? I guess we just move on to a different town. I don't need this. I need to save the game. Okay, could probably make it to the next location before I gotta sign out for the day, so we'll see how far I can get here. Yuck. She's got Bolt G now, so that's cool. And then we've got heavy sword. What does evil shield do? Let's see if that does anything. And same thing, fire shield. See if that does anything for us. Cool. So it's a free spell cast. Well, at least for Destry. Evil shield just looked like a regular bash. This we've got wall. We'll go ahead and use that. See what it looks like. Break A. Oh, break A is everybody. Cool. Oh, a bit of overkill here. Watch yourself. Slayer and Destry. I bet they wish they had just a little bit more room for Destroy, but it wound up with a nerdy name like Destry. And not sure what Wall did. Oops. How about break S? Oh, that's not too bad in terms of damage. This is dead end over here, huh? Yeah. Alright. We'll just make you hoof it across there for nothing. Oh, can't walk across that. Whoa. Alright, new enemies. And now we got some more AoEs, so that's not too shabby. Oh, don't tell me that only hit 2 enemies. That's a little uncool. What game are you all talking about now? Or is this Switch 1 or Switch 2? Panzer Dragoon Remake on Switch 1. I played that. Did it have a lot of issues? I can't recall. I think I played it on Switch. I got a key for that one, so I played it right before it came out too, so there weren't any patches or anything when I'd played it. Really short game. Oh, it had long load times. Interesting. I imagine now you could play it on Switch too, and it should shouldn't have the same issues. I don't know. Ports having long load times is real weird, and that goes way back to, you know, them putting Chrono Trigger with long load times on PS1. It's like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You know? It's just how to ruin the greatest game of all time. Oh boy, wind birds. I hear that they're weak to fire, so we'll go with that. Oh, maybe that means that they're strong to bolt, so we won't do that then. There we go. James, how you doing? Dang, evil bunny rabbit. Very foreboding looking rabbits, yeah. No, I mean, port very loosely, because it's a remake. It was on Saturn first, right? But they're remaking it for Switch. So, yeah, that's what I meant. It's like this game already ran on a Sega Saturn. Certainly you could figure out how to get it to run on a Nintendo Switch all these years later. But they couldn't do that. I don't know. Or at least they could, but, you know, had the lousy load times, I guess. I don't remember that. Oh, who said rabbits can't go savage? They never read Watership Down. They definitely can go savage. Yeah, what the heck? We'll use blow up there. Sphere crown. Heavy swing. What the heck? Why not? Oh, Mr. Temper is still seething over here because I dared to have an opinion. All right, keep your finger wagging going. I can hear it from here, Misty. The PSX version was one of the main things that informs everything they shouldn't do a remake. Yeah, they've actually been pretty bad, Square Enix, at re-releasing Chrono Trigger. Very curious, right? Because like it comes out on Steam, comes out on mobile. Neither of those versions are great at all. Same thing with the PS1 version. And then the DS version is the only one that's kind of widely accepted as the definitive version, besides for the Super Nintendo version. So it's like we've got 5 releases of Chrono Trigger, and 3 of them are not swell at launch. At least I know they've done a lot of work to try and fix up the Steam one. Last I'd heard, though, the Steam game still has broken saves on it. That's ridiculous. Watership Down. Yep. Not kid-friendly. No, definitely. And the book, too, I mean, the like, it's hard to imagine a child reading... Well, not a child, but, you know, a young person reading Watership Down. It's a fairly dense book. There's quite a lot in there. But, yeah, I don't know who read Watership Down and was like, oh, this would be perfect. This would be perfect for youngins. Because, yeah, it's not. There's a lot in there. It's like, I mean, but that mistake was made a lot back in the day, right? Like at school, they're like, you should read Animal Farm. It's got cute animals in it. And then you read Animal Farm, and you're like, wow. Okay. All right. Let's try Power Met and see what that does. Oh man, 10 years old with Watership Down. That's a little rough. I think Watership Down could be read by a 10-year-old, but I would hope that if it's assigned reading that they give enough context to appreciate and be prepared for everything in Watership Down. There's quite a lot in there. I read it in my early 20s, I think, and I remember Fiverr going like, the ceiling is made of bones, and I was like, it's enough for one day. I think I'm good. I'm gonna pass on the on the scary bone ceiling seeing rabbit prophet. Yeah. No, I agree, Inframental. I think if it was possible, um, you know, if you're gonna make it possible, at least give the child, give the student, if you like, um, context and prepare them for the content that's in there. I think certainly a lot of my school experience back then is they'd be like, "Hey, read this," and they wouldn't tell you anything about it, and you wouldn't know how to approach reading it, and there'd be something pretty challenging in there. I think you should give challenging literature to children, but you should also give them the capacity to appreciate and understand it as well. They give us more adult reading material back then. Yeah, I don't know. If the internet's anything to be believed, they've got some pretty adult stuff that kids are reading today. But you know, don't believe everything you see on the internet, I guess. Let's do a little healing here. I really don't care for the fact that they kick you out of the menu system when you heal once. That's just bad, UI design. Come on now. Don't design bad menus, RPG people. No, yeah, not that type of adult. That type of adult should not be allowed in schools at all. I think that should be easy to agree on. Yeah, it is really sad. I don't know when was the last time you looked at stats for reading comprehension and capacity and stuff like that among grade school students, but it's pretty bad. Even high school graduates, it's pretty bad. Many adults out of school don't read either. It's a darn shame. I mean, I think the written word is the backbone of civilization, so... Let's see, Infinite Metal, to be fair... Oh, are we not being fair? That's always my favorite thing to say. That's always my favorite thing to say when somebody says to be fair. I was like, oh, I wasn't aware I wasn't being fair. I'm just kidding. Education system is pretty diverse, so there could be any given thing in some particular school somewhere, good or bad. For sure. Well, there's school districts, right? And they tend to have similarities within them. But yeah, obviously, even to the U.S. is a microcosm of the entire planet. But it's a problem that needs to be solved nationwide as well as locally. Boom, 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 boom. Hooked on Phonics. Worked for me. Heck yeah, I remember Hooked on Phonics. Oh, shoot. Is there a cave? Well, am I going to be able to make this? It's already 3:07. Oh, let's see what's in the cave. Oh, this is friendly stuff. Friendly music. Doesn't look very friendly. Welcome, this is Daphne's home. She's been awaiting your arrival. Okay, as long as I could save my game here. That would be nice. If you're tired, please recover your strength here. Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to find the save point. Hopefully they have one here. 100%. I bet you could say they caved or red caved. We went into the cave. Good one, Star Smash. Parents reading to their kids from an early age does wonders. 1000% agree. And I get that every child is different. Different childs have different challenges. But I think, yeah, if you're going to do the most you can, definitely read to your children, please. Regardless of SP for 10 will give you the magic of SP. Okay, I'm going to save that. I don't know. Okay, let's see if we can't. Maybe this dude saves right here. Fill up the bottles. Yes. Why can't all of them do that just that conveniently? That would be really nice. Well, civilization had a good run, I guess. Well done. Third strongest mole. Oh, cromulent, Sarge Smash says. I think that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Yeah, I appreciate that about Woolsey. I think Woolsey's scripts had a lot of personality to them. If had the characters been more flat, I don't know if these games would be as beloved as they were from playing them back in the 90s as smaller entities. I always tell people, find things they're interested in to read. Don't rely on school. Yeah, assigned reading is not very fun. But how do you teach and encourage reading for pleasure? That's where I think it really is. And assigning somebody to read Robinson Crusoe with zero context, or David Copperfield with zero context, is tough. Like, communicate why the book is good and why it matters. But yeah, how do you teach reading for pleasure? I think about that a lot. My parents are reading somewhere between 2 and 3. Dang, I mean, that is young for sure. I'm sure they are. Well, I know Infinite Metal, nobody's saying that there are no kids today who do not read it 2 and 3. I think we're speaking in generalizations. Because nobody here, well, nobody anywhere, has the stats on all kids aged 2 and 3 and their reading habits. I haven't heard the word cromulent since The Simpsons. Oh, nice. It was Calvin and Hobbes for me at a young age. Helped with reading. Read Of Mice and Men specifically because they're swearing? Well, yeah, okay. Okay, we gotta save the progress here. This is where I gotta sign off, my friends. As always, delightful conversations with you. Thanks very much. We're gonna double save because you can never save too many times. Let's be honest. We're gonna preserve Zappa's save there from whoever owned this cart previously. And that was it. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. I always appreciate you sharing your thoughts on a lot of these things that we get through. I will say it allows me to think more broadly about issues. Sometimes I have opinions that I know are correct, like Chrono Trigger is the greatest game of all time. Sometimes I have opinions like, how do you, I know I want more kids to read for pleasure, but how do you get there? And asking those kinds of questions is always a lot of fun. So thank you. Just an endless chain of hello, John. Good morning, John. Thank you, John. No, thank you, John. I don't really know anybody streaming now too well, so I am just going to go ahead and sign off. And I'll see you tomorrow, streaming every day, 1 p.m. Central. We'll play more Paladin's Quest then. Until then, auf Wiedersehen.